I've done another 100 runs of a dungeon. This time it's a Wrath of the Lich King dungeon called Halls of Stones. So I'm going to jump into the instance, I'm going to run it for you, and I'm going to show you all the loot that I've decided to keep from this place. Yo, what's up everyone, and welcome back for another video. As you heard in the intro, it's Wrath of the Lich King dungeon, Halls of Stone. I'm right outside it here, as you can see. And as always, I'm going to run the dungeon for you, and I'm going to talk you through it, every little tips and tricks there is to the dungeon, and also the loot at the very end. But as always, I'm going to show you where it's located, where you can find this entrance, where you can find this dungeon, because some of you may not know. But it is of course on Azeroth, but it's in Northrend. It's up here in Storm's Peak, and it's all the way up here at the top, where the Halls of Stones dungeon is the first one that's well, it's coming, because you're probably gonna be flying from Dalaran down here. I already have done Halls of Lightning. You can go check that video out if you want to. And there's also Raid Uldir, but it's Halls of Stones that we're doing today. So yeah, let's just jump into it. I got my Bear to Taron, so we're gonna be running faster. I always recommend buying those, so you can obviously clear the dungeon faster and you can make more gold per hour per se. But yeah, Halls of Lightning, as we're inside here, it's quite interesting. It's one of the better Wrath of the Lich King dungeons, I'd say, because there is some I've already received them, and you can see there as well. There's some relics of Ulduar you can get in here, which actually do sell for a fair bit. I did sell a bunch of them in my last weekly cleanout, so I know for a fact they sell. So that is a bonus, and there's also mining in here as well. So you are going to get some mining as well, which is obviously going to make you a little bit of gold. But as you get into the dungeon, as you saw, I cleared the whole circle there. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go right first. This is actually, this is one of the only bosses that you can kill in, well, you can obviously kill all of them, but I only killed 2 bosses in this place. But I'm obviously going to talk to you about that later as we get to the 3rd boss, because there's some trouble with it. It just takes a while. There's some RP and stuff, so I'm not killing the last 2 bosses. But it's also in here. You're gonna find the 2 minings. You obviously just gotta look at your map, because it can be, well, hidden around corners. Like if you're just rushing through it, it can be in this corner, or behind this crystal here, and also over there in that corner. So just make sure you look out for them in your minimap. But this is the only path that you can get mining. So make sure you get both of the minings in this wing here. There's always gonna be 2 minings available for you. So yeah, make sure you always get those, because they are they are adding up to a little bit of gold. So we don't want to waste that. After the stone area, you're just gonna turn right, kill all of these here. It's quite well, now that we're talking about the route, it's quite quick. It's really short dungeon. I think I do it in like 3 minutes, a little bit more than 3 minutes. And there's not that many mobs, so you're probably like cleaning your bag after like 4 or 5 runs, depending on how lucky you are with loot. So it's a really quick dungeon to do. It's a really short dungeon to do. This is obviously the last wing, and there's only like 4 mobs here, and then there's 3 in there, and then we actually finish the run, because this right here is the boss that I'm talking about, where I actually believe you have to talk to is it called Bran? And he will then go with you down to this panel down here, and you'll have to start the boss, and then it will spawn some waves of mobs and all sorts. So it's gonna take a while, and you have to kill this boss before you can get to the last boss. So after these 3 mobs, that's where I'm ending my run. So I'm just gonna dream walk out. You can also run out. It's not that far if you're not on a druid and can dreamwalk, so you can just walk out if you want to. But I'm using dreamwalk; it's faster, and then you will be almost right outside the entrance when you dreamwalk back here. So let me just show you that as well. But that was basically the run, as you could see just before I dreamwalked there. It took me actually less than 3 minutes to run, so it's a really quick one. I am running with a speed set and on a druid and everything, so I am running quite fast, but it is a short run. Yeah, you should be able to do it without any problem, or you should be able to do 10 runs in an hour at least, without any problems. But yeah, you just spawn right there, and you just reset, and you fly back in and you do another run. So the more interesting bits of this video is obviously the loot. Obviously you're gonna get Frostbreed cloth. You're gonna get those in every single dungeon. I have so many of them, and they do not really sell for anything, or well, a stack of 20 sells for less than 50. Well, it's less than 50. What? 56 gold. So I didn't keep mine. I do have a lot of them already, and I'm also getting a lot since I'm farming the dungeon. You can of course keep them, use them for crafting, whatever you want, but I am not keeping mine. But I just wanted to show you. You also do get some of these doing your minings, or you have a potential of getting it. I'm actually just selling mine because they are 11k a piece, or whatever they are, their colors are. But I do just sell mine on the auction house, not vendor. I do actually sell these. But yeah, you saw we got this dagger here during our run. And if you're thinking like, oh, it's a blue item, is worth 4k, it's pretty decent. Region market value average is a lot higher. This one here is a dungeon specific one. I do also have 2 down here at the bottom, just to talk about them in the video. But they are dungeon specific ones. They drop so frequently. You can probably get like 5 to 10, well, anywhere between 5 and 10 for 10 runs. Like you get them all the time, so they're not actually worth what they say. You can, however, just keep 2 or 3, or how many you want to keep, and how many you're posting on the auction house, and then just wait for it to sell, because it probably will sell, but you might not know when. It might take forever, and it might also not sell for anything, because the prices might drop so low that you just end up giving it away almost. So those are dungeon specific ones. There is a few other things in here that is also dungeon specific ones. I think there's a pair of braces, but that I didn't keep because they were only 2k on my server. So yeah, a quite fake item, if you will call it, just like many of the other items that I'm going to show you now. But just keep that in mind. As I said, you are going to get the Relic of Ulduar, which I also said that I just recently sold in my last cleanout. I sold about 4,000 something for almost 30k. So I got 4,300 here. So that is a roughly 30k, not for the prices that they are now. But you can see in my TSM here, it says sold 7,782 for roughly 60,000. So I got a little bit more than half. So these are about 30k. Then you're gonna get the mining, the Serenite ore. I got almost 4 stacks here, and they are 3k a piece. So that's like what, 12k, almost 11k. And then you do also get these here from mining, which is about 2,000, a little bit more than 2,000. So there's a little bit over 40k in just raw materials, or these are used for reputation. But yeah, for just random stuff you got just getting throughout the runs regardless, you got about 40k, so that's nice. That is always something. And then obviously to the loot, many of these items, as I have mentioned in a lot of my other Warth of the Lich King dungeons, that I don't know if any of these items will sell, and I don't know if any of these pieces here are actually worth how much they're posted for. It's more of a test for me doing these Warth of the Lich King dungeon, because a lot of these is having an extremely high value, but I think it's fake value. I don't think they're actually worth that much because of something that I'm going to explain. But yeah, we got 3 pairs of boots, not boots, leggings, of course, 4.5. And I think they have a similar style to these ones. Yeah, this is the reason why I think they're not worth it, because these leggings here, which is a Wolverine leggings for 4.5, has the same appearance as these ones here, which is 15,000. So the reason being for most of these items in Wrath of the Lich King is they have they have the same models, but slightly recolors also with these. I'm just going to show you now, because this one here is has a slightly gold look to it, but if you go down to this one here, it has a bronze look to it. And I know for a fact there's also not that one, there's a gray version of them as well. So it's the same model, but it has slightly recolors. and that's the reason why it's not worth how much is actually saying. But let's just go through it anyways. But yeah, 3 pairs 4.5, 2 pairs here, which is 5.6. We got another pair here, which is 6.1, 15.4 for these ones. We got some boots here, which is 4.8. We got another pair of boots here, Frost Path, Frost Pour, 5k. We got another set, another piece of the Wolverine set, which is 8.2. And then we got a lot of weapons. We can start with this one here, which is a gun, which is probably one of the more interesting pieces because guns and shield usually sells. I do have 4 of these shields now, but these are 40k and the gun is 16. But yeah, I got 3 of these shields here, which is 40k now. Pretty decent. Then we got a weapon here, a sword here, which is 9.7. We got a mace here, which is almost 12k. Then we got an axe here. We got 2 of them actually, which is 12k. And then we got the staff, the golden-ish looking one, for 20. We got an axe for 25. We got another axe for almost 30. That's 28. We got a polearm here, which I actually the other one here I think is pretty cool because it's the red one. But we got this one here, which is 38, and we got another one which is 66, and that's the same, like same model, slightly recolors, and that's a lot of items in Wrath of the Lich King has that problem. But let's just continue. And then we got the bronze-ish staff, which is 70, and we got a sword here, which is 130,000 for some reason. And then we also got a design here, which is 9.4. So that was a quick run through of all the loot. But the main thing I want to say to you guys, and you should take from this, if you are doing Wrath of the Lich King dungeons and you are getting these items, I'm trying to keep them and trying to sell them to see if they actually do sell. But this is the issue with the Wrath of the Lich King dungeons, because I have now done probably over 1,000 Wrath of the Lich King dungeons run, and I have probably gotten like 4 or 5 epics, and they have not been impressive, and the blues are not that impressive either. The greens, however, can be good. You can get some green items that is good, but most of the items that you are going to get with some value to them are these kind of weapons here, where they have similar appearances to other weapons. So you can probably find 4 or 5 recalls of this staff, this particular staff, and this model here, and they have all above 20k, it's like 70k. I don't know if this is the same reason with this one, but definitely the same principle with this one, and this one, and also this one. So, and well, and these 2 as well. So that is the issue, I'd say, with Wrath of the Lich King dungeons, and why they are not that worth doing, because there are so many recolors of these models here. But nonetheless, I have kept these because I feel like they have a decent value, and hopefully they will sell eventually. I have no expectation for them. However, I'm going to try and I'm going to see. I have had a few Wrath of the Lich King's items, both armor pieces and weapon pieces, selling already. So it might just take time. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. But as always, I have this macro that is going to show how much value I do actually have in my bag when I press it. So let's do that at the very end here. I have 914,000 gold of worth in here as well. Obviously these are accounted for as well, but that is not that much. But 914,000 for 100 runs of Halls of Stone, which is pretty good. It's definitely better than a lot of the other dungeons, and also considering materials as well. So if you are wanting to get into Wrath of the Lich King dungeons, Halls of Stones would not be a bad call to do. And Halls of Lightning, just for a side note, is also quite good because you also do get these, and there's actually a few more materials you get in there as well. But Halls of Stones, Halls of Lightning, decent dungeons to do. Definitely start with some of these instead of going to some of the other ones. But yeah, that was it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. I always appreciate that. That helps me gain more viewers, I guess, because I think it helps with the algorithm. Comment how much success you have had farming Wrath of the Lich King dungeons, if you have ever done any of them, and if you've gotten any insane loot, then comment down that below as well. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. I do have a bunch of dungeons more to clean or to run 100 times, so stay tuned for those. And also I do also make cleanouts every Wednesday. I'm almost finished with my challenge. You can go see it, so I don't spoil anything. And also make sure you go over to twitch.tv. If you haven't already followed me over there, then follow me there. I do stream as well, so you can come chat with me there and see all the farms before everyone else. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.